Good day. Thank you very much for joining me. Over the next few slides, I'm going to be sharing with you a few suggestions and ideas in and around how you can maximize your health and your performance. My name is Sheldon Prasad, and over the last 34 years, I've had the honor of coaching kids to weekend warriors to national, world champion, Pan American Games, Commonwealth Games, and Olympic medalists from several different sports. For this talk, we're really just going to focus on 4 areas that you can focus on during these challenging times as it relates to your health and your performance. First and foremost, at the top of the list, and these 4 items are in order of priority, is sleep and maintaining good sleep habits and patterns. For kids and teens, you're looking roughly 10 hours of night per sleep. And for adults, you're looking for roughly 8 hours per night of sleep. The reality is, even more important than the quantity or how long you sleep is the quality of how you sleep. Poor sleeping habits and patterns can lead to decreases in performance. And I'm not just talking about performance as it relates to sport. I'm also talking about performance as it relates to your work. Poor sleep and lack of sleep can also lead to illness and sickness. And technology is really a problem. And what you want to try and do is minimize technology prior to bedtime. A few things that you can do to aid the quality of your sleep is try to wind down before you lie down. Reading a book is a great idea. And try not to eat late at night because that'll affect your digestion and it'll also keep you a little bit restless during the night. Best thing to do is also try and maintain consistency with the time that you go to bed. So try and go to bed and wake up at the same time each night. With technology, again, reading a book is a much better idea. The backlight and the blue light of most technology will affect your melatonin levels, a hormone which helps to regulate your sleep. On to point number 2, and that is quality nutrition. And the super simple acronym that you can remember as it relates to good eating is GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. If you want to perform at a high level and be healthy, consider the quality of the food that you're eating, because essentially we need 90 nutrients on a daily basis. And these 90 nutrients are best found by having high quality, good quantity of vegetables and fruits. Do your best to minimize salty food and do your best to minimize sugary foods. These typically do not have good nutrition and mineral contents that we need on a daily basis. Drinking and consuming pop is certainly a problem. Kids under the age of 18 should be consuming less than 6 teaspoons of sugar on a daily basis. However, skill testing question for you, how many teaspoons of sugar do you think are in a regular can of pop? Sadly, there's roughly 10 teaspoons of sugar in a single serving or can of pop, which obviously exceeds the daily limits or recommendations for kids. Certainly another challenge, in addition to drinking pop, is the consumption of sports drinks, most of which are made with artificial dyes, artificial colors, artificial flavors, corn syrup, and also sweetened with sucralose, which is an inorganic, synthetically derived compound and not ideal for human consumption. It may go without saying, but the reality is water is the best thing we can be drinking on a regular basis. I did mention that we need to be eating lots of fruits and vegetables, and with fruits, really, it's about trying to get a variety into our diets. Similarly, the same thing applies with vegetables. If we can get a variety of different types of vegetables, that is ideal. Of interest, the Canada Food Guide was recently modified, and suggestions obviously include a variety of vegetables, a variety of grains, a variety of protein sources, and it also suggests now that we need to make water our beverage or drink of choice. So just a few take-home points as it relates to quality and nutrition. Remember, garbage in, garbage out. We want to eat quality food as much as possible, meaning try and minimize the amount of salt and sugar we're taking into our diet. Drink lots of water on a regular basis, stay hydrated, and a lot of different types and varieties of fruits and veggies. Now, as it relates to point number 3, exercise. We need to exercise on a regular basis. And really, when we're looking at health and focusing on health more than anything, it's really so that we can perform activities of daily life and daily living without any injuries or challenges. So in the winter, the example is being able to shovel the driveways. In the spring, as we are entering the spring right now, it's being able to do things like gardening without any injuries or issues. Obviously, as it relates to exercise and performance, if we are fitter and if we are stronger, we are able to perform our sports, our activities much better, and it greatly decreases the chances of us suffering an injury. As it relates to cardio exercise, the recommendation is most, if not every day of the week, 30 to 60 minutes. Does not all have to be at the same time. If we wanted to do 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes later in the day, that's brilliant. We can certainly try doing things outside like playing basketball, walking, going for a hike, running. If we have limited space and we're at home, skipping with or without a rope. You can pretend to skip without a rope. And another phenomenal cardio exercise is dancing, especially great if we have limited space at home. As it relates to exercises and specifically strengthening exercises, I just want to go over a few simple things that you can do at home without or with minimal equipment. The first one of which is squats. And if we're looking at the phrasing, 2 to 4 sets times 10 repetitions of pretending to get into a chair and out of a chair is the simplest way to perform a squat properly. Another exercise that you might want to do are pull-ups. And if you don't have a rack or equipment at home, you can take a hockey stick or two, put it between 2 chairs, and try doing the supine pull-ups that way. Lunges are an excellent exercise for the lower body. And if you're unsure of how to perform them properly, you can go to our YouTube station and find the lunge progression video, where we have close to a dozen different types of lunge progressions, one of which you can find for your level of ability. Another super simple exercise that you can do without any equipment is push-ups. And again, on our YouTube station, we have a video there with a variety of different push-up variations, one of which you can find to suit your needs. Doing single leg balance is also a great idea to be able to do. And again, we don't need any equipment to do that. It helps with our core, it helps with our balance, it helps with our stability. And then finally, something like side planks to also work our core. Super simple exercise that we can do on each side. And again, that we do not need any equipment to be able to do this. So the take-home points as it relates to exercise and doing your exercise routine, really try and find something that's within your capacity, but also that's going to be able to challenge you over time. You want to look at doing cardio most days, if not all days of the week. And you want to look at doing a strength training routine, whether it's the exercises that I've recommended or even yoga or both, 2 to 3 times a week. The final point, fourth point that I like to share as it relates to health and performance during these challenging times is stay connected. Be in connection with your friends and family. For example, in our family, we just celebrated a birthday party with roughly 20 of us over Zoom. But there are so many platforms that are available right now that enable us to interact with each other. And it's so important because humans, we are social beings, so we need to stay connected as best and as much and often as possible. So just to wrap up, really simple, 4 areas, 4 points. Do your best to try and sleep well, eat well, exercise well, and stay connected with your friends and family. Thank you so much for your time. Greatly appreciated. Stay safe and all the best during these challenging times.